So I've seen some conversations in Facebook forums, Reddit, etc., geared towards Surons, Erides, Emotos in general, uh, discussing dishing wheels and kind of approaching it as if it's like some kind of a dark art or voodoo or something like that. Really, it's nothing to be afraid of. I will say wheel building in general is an art. It's a science, and it's pretty complicated and pretty difficult. Getting a wheel to adjust, 5 to 10 millimeters of center line, it really isn't that hard. So I'm going to do a quick rundown today on how to dish your wheels. I'm also going to cover a quick and dirty on how to true your wheels. Now, I will say, if you've got to do anything really drastic with this, like your wheel might need different spokes or something like that to dish it correctly, like shorter spokes or longer spokes. If your wheel's really, really, really hammered, you probably want to take it to a shop and have them deal with it for you. But if you've got a brand new wheel and you're trying to get a fatter tire on your Suron, for example, moving the wheel over 5 to 10 millimeters is no big deal. And frankly, if the wheel's used but not in bad shape, hasn't been just hammered to death, getting adjusted shouldn't be too hard. All right, so step one, you're gonna wanna go around and just check your spoke tension. Now this is a brand new rim, so these are all really good and uniform. If you've got a rim that's got one spoke that's really loose or some spokes that are really tight and really loose, it's not uniform, that could be a problem, but you wanna check that first. Now, step two, once you've got that out of the way, you're gonna come around to the drive side of the bike, and that is the side of the bike with the gear on it, right? Now, all the spokes that originate on this side of the hub will come down and they'll alternate, and you'll see, right? What you're gonna do is you're gonna loosen all of those. Now, keep in mind, as you're looking down at the rim, it's actually lefty-tighty, righty-loosey, because this is the nut and this is the bolt. Just trust me on this one. Lefty-tighty, righty-loosey. Quick note, the spokes are not reverse thread, which is part of what makes it so confusing. It's just the perspective that you're tightening from that makes everything seem kind of backwards. Everyone I know who builds or trues wheels at some point stares at a wall and looks like an idiot for like 3 or 4 seconds while they figure out which way the spokes are supposed to go. So don't feel bad. You'll do it. You'll get over it. It's fine. But note, they are not reverse thread. Moving on. So if you want to loosen these spokes, you're going to turn them to the right. I would do about a quarter turn, go all the way around. So start at the valve stem is an easy landmark. Go all the way around, loosen everything, 1/4 turn. And again, that is righty-loosey, 1/4 turn. And then the step 3 will be to come over to the other side and do all of the non-drive side, all of the spokes that originate from the disc brake side of the hub. By 1/4 turn, you will tighten them, and that is going to be lefty-tighty. Now, you're gonna have to go back and forth probably 5 or 6 times in order to get the center line of your tire over to where you want it. But basically, once you've got the clearance that you're looking for on both sides, it's uniform. A little bit of mud clearance is good. I could probably go a little farther if I wanted. You're gonna call it good. That's it. That's how you dish a wheel. Now, truing a wheel on a bike is a pretty easy process too. So really all you need is a zip tie and some clippers, and then the same wrench you used to dish the wheel. Basically all you're doing is you're attaching the zip tie to give yourself a reference point. Within a millimeter or 2 of the rim, that'll tell you if the rim's wobbling back and forth. So once you get your zip tie attached, all you gotta do is rotate the rim. You can see and hear where it's touching and where it's scraping. And based on where it's touching and scraping, you make adjustments to the rim. Now again, if it's touching on one side, that means you've got to loosen that side and tighten the other. It can be either or, it could be both in unison. So if it's scraping on this side of the bike, what you would want to do is you would either want to tighten the drive side, which again, lefty-tighty, or loosen the non-drive side, so righty-loosey. Either way, you're going to bring it over just a little bit, and micro adjustments go a long way. Like 1/4 to a 1/2 turn will make a decent impact on where your rim sits. So that's basically it. There really isn't much to it. So a couple things I missed and/or closing remarks here. So first of all, Make sure you have the right wrench for your nipples. One of the only ways this project can go kind of tragically wrong and be a huge pain in the butt is if you strip your nipples. We don't like stripped nipples in this case. So just make sure that the wrench you've got fits correctly, is nice and snug. If there's any resistance, too much resistance, you can always use some lubricant, some Triflo or something like that, some kind of a Teflon lubricant, helps the threads move a little bit. Reduces the chances that you either strip the nipple, strip the threads, all of these things make your life, not so good. So be careful with that. Also, whenever you're working on a wheel, whether it's dishing, truing, whatever, check tension afterwards. I'm sure most of you don't have a tensiometer. No big deal. Just go around and as shown earlier in the video, squeeze the spokes by hand. If anything seems off, look into it, see what's going on. Pretty straightforward. And last, if you mess anything up really, really, really bad, the good news with wheels is you probably aren't going to do anything that can't be undone, short of stripping nipples, that kind of a thing. And even that's fixable. So don't worry about it. Most things are fixable. Most things are undoable. And if you have any questions, feel free to hit me up. Happy to help. So on that note, really hope you found this video useful. To the extent you did, I would love a like, a subscribe, all those good things. And stay tuned for more. Should be some more good content coming your way real soon.